Spawning the top right-hand corner of Yansu, the Blue Zerg player representing the Exiles. He is from Australia. He is big. His opponent down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the Red Protoss player of Axiom Esports, was trailing 0-2. All the momentum now lies with this man. His name is Krenku. And what do you do if you're pig in this situation? I think the only thing that you could possibly be thinking is revert to what worked in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, baby. Swarm host. All day, day.
Although I have to say, game 4, whatever the last game was, it's been a long day, Andre. We're on hour 7, hour 8.
Ben, we're getting old.
We are.
Back in the day, 2011, this wouldn't be bad.
This was a normal day.
It was a normal day. Especially for me, it was a normal day. Actually, you knew. You were here back in 2011.
Was I?
Yeah.
I came out for a week.
Yeah. My tryout cast back in the day was a 14-hour qualifier.
Nice.
It was a good time.
Nice. My longest cast was a 16-hour DreamHack day.
That's DreamHack for you. Sometimes it can be like that.
It is a marathon for everybody involved.
Yes.
From the people partying, to the people playing, to the people casting, to more than anything else, the volunteers who just work tirelessly for like 2 weeks between setup and teardown.
That's... I don't think any organization in the esports community would be able to run without like a strong backbone of volunteers.
Yep.
Every single organization that I've ever heard of uses volunteers, not because they don't want to pay people by any means, but it's just there's an overwhelming community that just want to help out.
An army of passionate esports fans
and they want to do everything.
Want to have their fingerprints on these events.
Yeah.
Is this a full wall? Maybe not right here.
I think, yeah, there's space right there. I think. Yeah, there's... I want to say definitely space right there, but I might be wrong. Yeah, there's definitely
deceptive at the corner of these ramps, but I think there's a spot. We'll find out when that zealot pops out.
We will. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of that photon cannon placement, by the way. I think it should be down and over 1, right underneath the forge. That way you can wall off a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Ben, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a spot right there.
I'm still not convinced that this goes to here. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm just...
We'll find out.
Nope,
Here we go.
Does. Now I'm convinced. We should have bet on that.
I would have won, though, Ben.
It's okay. +1 spinning on that forge very early, and this is something that Crank has not been doing all day long. This is something that is often indicative of a gateway play. So, a couple of questions now. Did Pig realize it? He's probably realizing it now. It's the second ling. If it just takes a little scoot forward.
Should be, it looks like a blink all in. Twilight Council should be placed any second right now. Although it's not being placed. Not even gateways are being placed.
Maybe waiting for these overlords to be dealt with.
If you have to ask me, just by the look of everything, it looks like a +2 blink all in.
2 sentries.
We shall see.
Pig is feeling a little bit nervous. He's going to make some Zerglings right now. This is something we haven't seen him do like ever.
He dang well better be.
He just usually makes 60 drones.
3 gateways
1,
popping
2,
up.
3.
And it's going to be I want to say it's 8 blink, 8 gate all in now, but it's not even going to be that. I don't know what this is, Ben. This is a delayed everything. There's no tech behind this. He's stopping at +1. He might go +1 armor directly behind this.
Pig has to be feeling as
still no. Oh, what? Okay.
Well.
Okay. Okay.
Warp gate still not ready.
And
Mothership core out of position, but the army's here.
That's not going to be enough. Those sentries. Oh God! If they get picked off, that would be terrible. And they are not going
to team up with that zealot to be a little bit frustrating. Pig's immediate reaction is 22 more speedlings.
That's intelligent.
And is it going to be good enough, though? There's going to be 4 gates, Andre, and they're all being chrono boosted.
Right.
There's going to be probably 2 rounds of warp ins before these lings show up. At least 1 round of warp ins. Definitely a second one soon to follow. Stargate going to go down behind this. Super greedy third base. And not only is Crank looking like he might get away with this, but he's baited Pig into making far fewer drones than he has been building in the early game.
He has to concentrate on killing the units rather than killing the Nexus right now. And that's what he's doing right now.
He's not going to get it, man. The force fields are going to easily zone this out.
Right.
This is
wow.
well done.
This is very intelligent of Crank, man. He's definitely practiced this multiple times because just the positioning of his units, the positioning of the pylons and the cannons, everything makes a lot of sense. We'll see if it's still going to be enough. Let's take a look at the income tab. Wow. Great job by the Protoss.
Yep, 58 probes to 67 drones, the count right now. We see Void Rays beginning to be produced as Crank is transitioning over to some of that Stargate stuff that we know him for. Roach is on the production tab right now for Pig, who has gotten his layer already, so well done, Pig. Getting your tech in place. Pig drones so well. I'm very impressed with Pig's mechanics and the way he has his timings spaced out. That said, this is already an ominous-looking little push. There's no burrow, there's no tunneling claws this time, and there's not really that many Zerg units out on the map. 16 roaches is enough to deal with 6 stalkers, but are they enough to deal with 8 sentries with this much energy?
And even the Void Rays that are incoming.
Crank perhaps
another Stargate
feeling as if it's not worth risking it.
It's going to be a double Stargate play, something that we've seen time and time again. 2 Stargates, 3 Stargate
Triple
play.
Stargate.
We've seen Naniwa do this in his PVZs a lot.
Triple Stargate all the way.
Yeah, it's strong. But Infestation Pit's going to be thrown down along with Tunneling Claw and Burrow. So we will see. It's going to be... It could be a push right before any Swarm hosts pop out, or especially any Infestors pop out. The alternative...
Getting all the tech right now. He's so confident adding drones at the right time.
Yeah.
It's one of the small things that makes the difference between a good Zerg, a great Zerg, and a world-class Zerg, and Pig demonstrating just a beautiful understanding of when it's okay to drone and when he has to build units. He's managed to make Crank feel too nervous about attacking and still walks away with a massive economy. He'll be at 81 drones in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, 12 drones in production right now. That's insane. 81 drones in total, as you said, Ben. Who said you're not good at math?
Man, this tunnel attack could be coming at the perfect time, though. Oh, man, this tunnel attack could be coming at the perfect time. Look at the army of Crank. It's just, there's not really one. It's the same 8 sentries, the same 6 stalkers that were out on the map just a little while ago.
Come on, baby. Is he going to burrow? Did he burrow already? He didn't burrow.
Not ready yet.
No, Burrow's ready. Tunneling Claw isn't.
Oh, yeah. Lots of scouting going down. And actually, Crank has not managed to see this. This, the army of Pig, which could very possibly just go right here and wipe out a lot of sentries. Or maybe go right here and wipe out an entire Nexus with the army out of position like it is. And that is kind of what we're going to see, as he's going to split up a bit. Something he's been doing a lot in this series.
One thing I do want to mention is that we haven't seen the reveal of the Void Rays just yet. So Pig is unaware that he should be getting some sort of anti-air.
Oh, man.
It's a big problem because now there's a hit squad.
Yep. And the first static defenses are going down, a couple of Spore Crawlers, but that's not going to stand up against 5 Rays. The thing is, these Rays are going to hit, and yeah, they're going to probably kill a base. They might kill a bunch of drones. I think he's probably going to lose a Nexus in the meantime.
Oh. There you have it, starting to work on the rocks. He's looking for a counterattack while these Void Rays are way out of position.
Oh, he's
but
not going to commit to that. He's going to pull off. He's going to pull back. I think that was maybe a mistake from Pig. Actually losing no drones. Most of those 80 drones turned into spines, I guess. Here we go. First attack, making its way right here into this expansion. Cannon's going to go right down, and then roaches are going to burrow and book it away. Double Colossus production starting up behind this. There's got to be an observer somewhere.
I don't know where.
How did he see that?
Maybe just the remnants of the photon cannon? Maybe. I'm not sure. But Swarm Host Locusts are making their way up the ramp. Screen. And this is getting a little scary. Of course, that expansion is jutted out right into everything. Colossus on the way, though, will help out, and it's double Robo Colossus, so this is going to be a very fast push. I mean, Crank is doing this a lot better, but still he's looking to confront and make a big push, and a lot of times Okay, just think of how you've invested to deal with swarm hosts so far. The void rays, would you consider that investment to kill swarm hosts? Yes, it's a very slippery slope. You could also say that void rays are countered by swarm hosts at the same point. It just depends who has the massive advantage. But then you trek all the way back to Colossus. I think a lot of times people would just say, let's just stay on air, go for the warp prisms, try to keep my opponent busy, and then overwhelm them with air since they have a large supply on the ground.
Colossus taking a ton of damage to Locust there. And I think Warp Prism might have gone down as well. Pig's setting up for a big attack into this expansion. And I think he's got more than enough roaches to put serious hurting on this base. Meanwhile, we see Zealots making their way across, but the static defenses already coming into play for our Zerg player. Pig does not want to commit here.
Good stuff by Pig. Oh, what you doing with those archers?
That's not going to work. But this could.
Yes, it can. Well, Void Ray's right around the corner.
He's going to get a couple of probe kills. Not that many, actually.
Maybe. Can do a hold position. Could be doing a hold position here.
That's exactly what is going to end up happening. And two of these roaches managing to get out of range of detection there.
Zealots will be cleaned up pretty easily over in the top middle.
Yep. Queens pairing up with spine crawlers to do some good work there.
Easy peasy. There's the Vipers. So it looks like we're going to have another Swarmless game. And every single time Pig's done this, he's outplayed his opponent pretty harshly.
That is exactly right. Roaches once more going to come crashing into this fourth expansion. Pig really wants to try and to pull Crank out of position and punish Crank for not being able to defend multiple places at one time. But for now, Crank's doing a good job of maneuvering and repelling these attacks. Eventually, this roach supply is going to want to change into something a little bit more meaningful. And Crank is actually going to push right now. So a lot riding on this push, a very powerful-looking army. First big fungal is not going to go down. But this attack is absolutely 100% in go mode. Cannons falling at a rapid pace, and I don't think that there's going to be enough static D here to keep these roaches off that mineral line.
Oh, nice! Nice abduct so far.
Where's the anti-air?
And
where's the army of Pig? You don't have the units that you need. He's at 150 supply.
He's been at this supply for a very long time. Now finally Corruptor's popping out, but it was only 6, I think, in the production tab. Not going to be enough to deal with this.
Oh, no, Pig! You played such a great series, but Crank has found the timing, and he's going to make his way into this natural, and everything is going to die. He's pulling things into static defenses, but he's got no way to deal with the Void Rays.
It's just too much.
I don't know if it was a lack of spores or what, but something about what Pig has been doing was missing from this part of the game, and this roach attack, very effective down here, not as effective as this Colossus Void Ray push straight into the heart of the natural, which has just gutted Pig. Everything's going to dance. The Colossi, the Stalkers, and Pig knowing now that this one is over. And how quickly does it all come crashing down. Pig leading 2-0, playing one of the best series we've ever seen from the Aussie, is ultimately going to come up a little bit short. How painful does that have to be?
I mean, we do have to say that Crank took a pretty massive lead in the beginning stage with getting that third base, a massive commitment to Zerglings, not drones being done. And, you know, he falls behind economically. So Crank is ahead, let's say 30 seconds a minute, and that's all he really needs. If Pig had that extra 30 seconds or a minute, we would be seeing a lot more Corruptors on the field. Maybe even seeing a lot more Spore Crawlers, more defense to accurately destroy this. But as it stands, Pig had a great showing here in Season 1, 2014 WCS, but it's not going to be enough.
Crank says, that'll do, Pig. Guess he's going to clean up, honestly, what remains of Pig's army and of Pig's economy. He's kind of got another mining base over here, but does that really count? As Pig falls down below 50 supply. This is heartbreaking. Good game. Well played, says the Aussie. And Axiom Crank, on the back of some great PvZ, man, finally overcomes that very difficult play style that Pig was using to such great effect in games 1 and 2.
It was well played, but I think overall Crank displayed why he is the better player, and he's moving on to Premier League. I do think overall Crank was playing a lot more meticulous, a lot better as the series went on. That means he was adapting to his opponent a lot better. He was maneuvering and dealing with that swarm host style and going for the ultimate timing at the end.
A painful loss for Pig, a very happy moment for Axiom Esports, and of course for Crank. Folks, we're going to take a break because we got to catch our breath for our final best of 5 of the day. Suppy versus Masa. EG versus Root. That's coming up when we get back.